Hey everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing another DC Universe Classics review, and that will be of Eradicator. Take a look at this bad boy right here. Now, a little information about Eradicator. When people usually think of Eradicator, they think of the death and return of Superman's story arc, but actually Eradicator showed up far before that. Eradicator originally was a Kryptonian artifact, created for one purpose, and that was to preserve all Kryptonian history, knowledge, culture, and, well, just plain everything Kryptonian. Superman first acquired the Eradicator artifact from a cleric in the Superman Exile story arc. He brought Eradicator back with him back home to the Fortress of Solitude, and during the Eradication story arc, Eradicator possessed Superman, creating the Kal-El identity. Not like, Kal-El Superman, more like Kal-El, Kryptonian psycho nut that wants to go and make everything Krypton. Superman realized he was being possessed eventually and got rid of the Eradicator. After Superman died during the Death of Superman story arc, Eradicator found its way back to Superman's body and possessed Superman's dead body. Thinking that he was Superman, he went to the Fortress of Solitude, went into the regeneration chamber, which brought back Superman back to life, and separated Eradicator and gave him his own body, which is pretty much similar to Superman. He then went around thinking he was Superman, doing Superman stuff, but doing it kind of the Eradicator way, which was very angsty and almost Jason Todd-like, killing people and blowing stuff up and, all that jazz. Eventually, he finds out that he is indeed not Superman, but the Eradicator, and he is taken out by Cyborg Superman. And Eradicator kind of just disappears for a while. He then returns again possessing a new individual whose name escapes me right now, and then is destroyed once again. Eradicator, however, does show up during the New Krypton series of Superman stories, really only in the Outsider comic. And this isn't the original Eradicator, but rather a new Eradicator created by Krypton to kind of smooth over relationships between Earth and New Krypton. It looks exactly like this Eradicator too, which makes me wonder, does Krypton have like records of what happened with Superman? Did they say, hey, let's make a new Eradicator, let's make him look like the old one? I don't know. What happened to that Eradicator is up in the air. Did he get destroyed along with New Krypton? Is he on Earth when New Krypton got blown up? Did he escape the Phantom Zone? Is he flying around somewhere? Chances are he's just in DC limbo until they want to use him again. That's basically all you need to know about Eradicator's history. Powers and abilities? Well, his powers and abilities fluctuate, but it tends to be similar to Superman's. Enhanced strength, super strength, super speed, invulnerability, heat vision, and he also can manipulate energy to a degree, mostly seen in his hands. But that's really all you need to know about Eradicator. Kind of a cool character, a unique character in the fact that he's actually not a person but a Kryptonian artifact. And his eradication, the origin of Eradicator, is one of my favorite Superman stories. It's pretty cool. So with that said, let's get into the figure itself. Now, Eradicator is one of the hardest, if not the hardest, DC Universe Classic figure to get, because it was from the elusive Walmart exclusive wave back in the day. Excuse me on that, a little mess up there. But he is pretty hard to find. They did re-release the wave, but right afterwards, he became very hard to get, and now he's going up to like $50 to $70 to buy online. The original Eradicator, before they re-released the figure, was in the hundreds. That's how much he cost. And he was that rare. It was just poor distribution that made the figure and the wave itself rare. Now, as you can see, Eradicator is sporting the costume that he wore during the Return of Superman story arc, which is very Kryptonian in nature and has Superman elements. He's sporting his signature glasses, his very eccentric cape, especially in the shoulder area, the Superman crest right there, and then a black and blue color scheme. He has all the standard articulation that comes with a DC Universe Classic figure. However, it is to note that his waist and abdomen articulation is a little limited because of the cape, and the cape is a very hard plastic, harder than usual plastic that is used for the capes in the Mattel figures. So there is a bit of an articulation holdback there. His glasses are not removable, or goggles, I guess you could call it. However, if you looked underneath, which you probably won't be able to see here because my hands will be in the way, and I don't know how well my computer will pick it up. Um, yeah, you probably can't see it, but the eyes are actually red underneath. It's held on by glue, so if you tore off the goggles themselves, you probably just see the red eyes. And it's pretty much the head that was used for Superman in that 2-pack with the heat vision. But that's really all that there is to say about the figure. On a whole, it looks good. It's one of the standard DC Universe Classic sculpts. I only have really 2 problems with it. One is if you look at the shield right here, you can see it's kind of uneven in its design. There's a big red line there and a really small red one right here. The glasses aren't that appealing. It would have been cool if they were kind of translucent or transparent and you can kind of see through them, but they kind of look blotchy and awkward. And lastly, the articulation could have been a little bit better in the figure itself. Besides that, it's still a nice figure. It's nowhere near the price that people are asking for it. It's not that good of a figure. I saw it originally at my comic store for $35 and I said, no, it's not worth getting. However, I went back today to pick up my comic load and I kind of just looked around and I saw it for $24 and I said, it's probably going to be the last chance I'm going to get the figure. Okay, I'll splurge. So I did get him and I got it for $24, but I wouldn't pay over that for the figure because it's really not worth it. It's a good figure, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not worth the price people ask for it. So with that said, this is Eradicator. Okay figure, has its few problems, but other than that, it's good, just not worth the price. Cool character though, cool character, and I wish they kind of did more with him. With that said, I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying peace out.